family?
I would like to think so. I am. I don't know if my husband's going to watch this, but I think my husband's really bad with finances. So that's something that I want my children to learn.
Welcome to another episode of Money Smart Families. Today we have Shivani Garg from ShivaniGarg.co with us. She is a mother of two, an influencer as well as a photographer. Coming from an army background, I'm delighted to have her on the show. Welcome, Shivani.
Thank you.
So, Shivani, I think we wanted to invite you from a perspective that we have gone over many parents in the series, right? And every parent comes with their own parenting beliefs, their own parenting style, and there's a lot to learn from every personality type and how they're having this conversation. On your side, how is parenting going?
Well, I seriously love being a mother. I joke around with friends and say, if I wish, I would love to have more kids. If I was probably in another era, I would have more kids. So I love being a mother. But of course, there are challenges, so you grow into motherhood facing those challenges. Absolutely.
A lot of these challenges that the child will face, what is it that you're doing perhaps as a parent to make sure their foundation is correct? For them to have that resilience?
Yeah, so I'm exposing them to a lot of things, letting her ask questions and being very, very honest about it, So if she comes and asks me something about, girls and, probably hormonal changes, breast growth or periods or whatever, I try to be as honest with her as possible. I want her to feel safe with me, So if she has any questions, she should not think, I can't go to my mom with this. She's going to, get angry, scold me. I want to have a very open relationship. I don't want to be a friend. I'm very, very clear on that. I want to be her mother, but I want to give her a safe space.
I understand. So as a mother, I'm sure you're also evolving on an everyday basis. How do you think you're borrowing your experiences from the multiple roles you are playing in your life? For example, you're a wife, at the time you're a daughter. Does all of those different roles, perhaps as an employer, maybe as a professional, do you borrow any quality or characteristics on your regular parenting?
It gets a bit easier for me because I have daughters, so I can relate. So my daughters are also going to grow up and step into similar roles, if not all of them. So I have to guide them, accordingly. I mean, our parents had a separate, belief system. We have a separate belief system. So, and also I think we have to be open to both because our generation is kind of somewhere in the middle, The girls of our generation, they want to be homemakers, they enjoy, like me personally, I enjoy being at home, I enjoy being a mother, I enjoy fulfilling the traditional roles. At the same time, I have worked and I want my own financial independence. And plus being a Fauji wife also makes it very difficult, So there is a lot of turmoil that one goes through. So I always borrow from being what it feels to be a Fauji wife, a mother, a daughter. And I guess you first have to learn from your experiences, understand how it makes you feel, and then impart that knowledge or that learning to your kids.
On that learning curve, are you a money smart family?
I would like to think so. I am. I don't know if my husband's going to watch this, but I think my husband's really bad with finances, So that's something that I want my children to learn. Finances is very, very important because our whole life revolves around money. Some people work for their money their whole lives, but they don't know what to do with it. So that is very, very important.
It's a life skill in the end, and Shivani, the question is, what is the right age to talk about money and finances with a kid?
As soon as your first, the child witnesses or sees the first exchange of money, I think you have to start that conversation as early as possible.
So tell us about your experiences with the conversations of money, or how you are bringing this conversation with your kids at home, what kind of moderation
So
the
I
conversation goes through.
Yes, I was talking to her today, so I was just mentioning this very, very funny thing. So she's a very content little child, okay? Like on her second birthday, I remember, somebody came with a gift. So, she said, oh, thank you, whatever, she accepted that gift. Then the second child enters and, again a gift. So she says, oh, no, thank you, I already got my gift. So she didn't really understand that everybody gets a gift for you on the birthday. Yeah, so I think I'm starting those conversations with her. Like,
Any other points that you would like to share with us on how you're having, let's say, the saving conversation or the investment conversation?
So,
how transparent are you with these money conversations at home?
there are a lot of ed tech companies coming up, right? There are a lot of online classes that happen. So people keep giving you a call, okay, so you were always interested in something or the other for your child. So we took a demo for Bhanzu, So she was quite happy with the way they taught and everything. Like, I want to take this class. So I said, okay, let me start a conversation with them. So I started a conversation with them. It was, we felt that it was a bit too expensive, lump sum. So we were having that conversation openly at home in front of her. So we didn't go for it. Then something else came along. She said, Mama, this is also nice. I want to learn about various countries and this and that, all of that. So I said, do you want to take the class? So she says, how much is it for? So I said, why? How does that concern you? She's like, no, do we have the money for it? Like, you said no to Bhanzu, So now with that conversation, I tried to explain it to her that no, it's not about the money. It's not whether you have the money in your bank and you go and buy something. It is whether it is worth it, whether, yes, at your certain age. So there are a lot of criteria, a lot of points that you have to think about before you spend that money. So we are quite open in the family. We are always talking about, investments. I'm driving the conversations, whether it should be. So I'm sure she keeps hearing it. It's my husband, me. It's family money. It's not like my money, your money. So we're not closed about that.
That is because you are a money smart family and you're understanding that it's good to involve the children in the discussion. Do you believe that schools should be having this? Absolutely. And there would be a merit?
Yes, definitely. Anything that a child learns in the school with so many, like-minded, students around them, their peers, I think, it should be a subject in school, I believe. We should have learned about it. We wouldn't be so financially down right now.
So when we were digitalizing the gullak, we thought about what will happen, that thing about breaking the gullak. So in the digital sense now we've kept if you keep and you don't break it and not ask money from it, right, unless until it's parent governed, then we reward you at the end of it with some coupons, with something like that after a year, after 2 years, after 3 years. So there's a calculation which goes behind and kids can toggle and see, if I don't break it, I get $700 of rewards perhaps after a year. So yeah, that's how we are trying to, make sure that we can put some tool like this in front of kids. How are you teaching these conversations to your children? Is there an understanding already in them when it comes to digital finances?
Not yet.
Moreover, it's always in cash.
Yes. In fact, I was looking for a platform like this and I just received a mail. So I was like, oh, that's interesting.
And can your kids do transactions online already?
Online transactions?
Or perhaps, let's say debit cards or a Paytm or whatever. Non-cash transactions.
Not yet. So they do understand that, okay, I'm playing a game and some ad comes and I have to click on it and some money is cut from the wallet and everything. So that, of course, we've had the conversation with them, but they're not able to, she's 6 years old. So she hasn't gone to an ATM or withdrawn money or anything like that. But that's an interesting exercise I think we must do with her.
Absolutely. Any parenting pain point that you would like to recommend us to solve for modern families as technology tools?
I can't think of anything other than screen time. I think, kids are addicted. So, I mean, uh, you know, let good Piggy be about finances and banks only. Don't sort of, have lessons and educational tools where they need to open and sit in front of the.
One more thing that we have added good Piggy is the screen timer. So as parents, you can put the number of minutes you would want the app to log after.
See, so that's interesting. You've already thought about it.
So Shivani, I think I'm sure as a money smart family, you are already putting your funds away for your child's long-term financial well-being. Have you made those conversations transparent to your kid?
Not yet, because I don't think they understand. Though whatever conversations we are having, they're not behind closed doors. So if we are investing in a house or a property per se, the child knows, Mama, where did you go? Oh, I went to Gurgaon. Why did you go to Gurgaon? I had to look at some houses. Why are you looking at houses? We are thinking of investing, buying. So I'm not sure. So this is not happening because I want to teach her or I want to be transparent with her. But this is just, she's asking me questions and I'm just being honest about it. So that's how it is happening. But yes, she doesn't understand stocks or FDs. Probably that is too
Because
technical
perhaps
for her.
she's not seeing that right now. Okay, for example, have you invested in a scheme that the government offers for her secure? Something like that, right? I'm
Yeah.
sure you might be putting an FD out, etc., etc.
Like Sukanya Samriddhi,
Yeah.
things like
Yeah.
that. So I'm sure she's heard about it, but she doesn't really know what
No,
it
I'll
is. She
come
doesn't
back.
understand the concept. So it'll be nice if good Piggy can introduce kids to such concepts and they understand. Okay, so you put X amount of money and how it grows, and probably like maths concepts like recurring deposit,
Correct.
interest,
Correct.
things like that.
So, what's the most creative way you've taught your child about saving money?
Not yet. I haven't thought, but yeah, creative way you can say that whenever she goes to a supermarket, I take her around. Okay, what do you want? So she goes around. I see other kids, okay, I want this, I want that. But probably I always told her, okay, look at something and ask yourself, do I really need it? So probably that's saving. Before you buy something, you already save it once.
So in Good Piggy as well, what we are now trying to experiment behind closed doors is reinvent the shopping experience for a child online. They're already seeing you shop. But what we have tried to do now in the kids' shopping experience is make a compulsory decision that whether this product is a need or a want. And they have to compulsory choose it. The moment they choose it, it's communicated to the parent as well that this is how the child is thinking. And if the child is, the parent decides whether they will purchase it, not purchase it. But also if they're saving towards it as a goal, then they can definitely see how many of their goals are needs and how many of their goals are wants. So those sort of, I would say assisted thinking models is what we're trying to experiment on with respect to, making sure that if children are actually experiencing digital spending, experiencing digital saving, experiencing earning or investing, then how we can reinvent those models for them to be child friendly and positive. On that note, I hope you enjoyed watching this conversation, and thanks a lot, Shivani, because your family, your parenting style was very different from all the ones that we have seen before, that we will be seeing in these series. And I hope that parents who are watching could associate and understand how these money smart families are shaping up, right? And what goes inside the minds of parents, kids, and largely normalize this discussion.
Thank you for having me.